Hello. Hello everybody, and welcome to Echoes of Color with Jeffery Morrison. Today I'm going to do another whip and chat here, and I finally finished the bottom right hand corner, so I'll show that for a second. There we go. There we go. Bottom right hand corner. Here we go. Hooray. I thought I was going to be stuck there forever. So there you go. And I'll show you what we're working on if this is your first video. Okay, so it's Diamond Art Club's On Golden Shores by Chuck Pinson. And there's the picture right there. Right. And it's a square, 29.1 inches by 21.6 inches, 74 centimeters by 55, and 48 colors and 3 ABs. Yeah, 129, 141, and 136 are the ABs. Alright. So, it's a beautiful day, and it's certainly warmer than it was yesterday. So hopefully I can get this camera, my phone, back to where it was. Yep. There we go. Yeah, it's got a mean tilt. Yeah, it's gonna wanna... Okay, it's gonna be a little lopsided. I won't get it perfect, but generally where I'm working. Okay, so I'm kind of up here now. Kind of gonna do another swath, probably about this wide. Yeah, I'm doing fairly wide swaths. This canvas, I could probably do like right to the top of this house too. Yeah, but okay. Yeah, phone's gonna fall. Otherwise, yeah, it'll be an odd angle, but yeah, probably do the top of the house here, just to kind of even it out. It's like doing big sections of the painting. Using the ABs now, 141. So this is one of the ABs that I'm working with. Kind of a white AB. And it's mostly in the frames of the windows and the doors of this particular house. Yeah, it's over further in the sail and another window frame of the house as well, in the painting. Now I'm just kind of placing ABs because I had been working where these Adirondack chairs are, like where this last section capped off, so I just continued. And hence why I'm doing the AB right now. So that's all good. Yeah, I had to change the wax because the AB was... These ABs do something to the wax or something. It's weird. But, oh well, it's all good. So, hopefully everybody's having a good weekend so far. Yeah, I did a lot of errands this morning and earlier this afternoon. And tidied up the house, me being off of work. It's doing some extra stuff. It's quite an adjustment not having to work some weekends. It's just going to be different. I just go along with the days that I work, and that's how I adjust. But anyway, yeah, this is kind of sat for a bit, listened to some music before deciding to do whip and chat. I'm like, ugh, I have time to do one now, so yeah, let's get another one up. Did any of you get like the newest Diamond Art Club releases today? I seen like two, the butterflies and the flowers, and there was another one. It's like a landscape or something that was released as well. Yeah, 2 out of the 4 that were released looked okay, but I didn't get them, but I got the email about it. The VIP early release email, because I'm like a diamond member or whatever. But yeah, I'm good for canvases for now anyway. Yeah, I'm shaking the camera arm here. Yep. Can never seem to get that arm, this flexi arm, to go in a exact position. But yeah. Came from the dollar store, so like shouldn't be demanding too much of it. Literally. Could break at any time too. It's literally plastic. I think the strongest part is like the flexible tubing to hold the phone above me here while I record. Oh well, it's all good. Really don't need too much fancy equipment to really start diamond painting or shooting a YouTube video. Quite surprised. It's like, just need a camera and an editing program that exports it to YouTube. Well, that's the most technical part. But most of the time, YouTube's integrated into everything, or there are apps out there that let you integrate to YouTube or export to YouTube. Yeah, it's fairly. I just use a simple phone app, but yeah. I don't really have the best editing app right now, but if I can just easily post a WIP in chat just by recording it on my phone, I'm good for now. Yeah, not gonna go all Spielberg here. Yeah, really don't need to. Trying to make these WIP and chats as authentic and uncut as possible. Like, I don't really heavily edit my videos. I just add like an intro and like a couple backgrounds and overlays, and yeah, I'm really not worried about spending like a couple hours editing a video. It's just, I keep it down to earth and realistic as I possibly can, because really that's who I am. I'm not really going to get too high maintenance about certain things. And there's only so much time in the day. Yeah. At this point anyway, like, if I did have a fancy editing program, sure, I'd learn how to use it and yeah, make my videos a little fancier, but I'm basically doing WIP and chats right now, so just need to film and yeah, just upload. Yeah. It's just a new skill I've learned recently, so yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, it was busy in town today, again, while doing the errands. And I did order takeout at a local diner today for lunch, and place was at capacity, even though some tables got pulled. It's like, still busy in town, and yeah, it's like, should we really be doing this much? Even though there are still some limitations due to COVID, it's just more people are going out because the weather's nicer, and yeah, I'm just kind of a little just kind of looking at it sideways, like, is this really the thing to be doing? Okay, sorry about that. I had to pause for a second. Yeah, if I'm just suddenly back, yeah, it's all good. My dad came in, so just kind of asked me a couple questions, but it's all good. Yeah, just hit pause and then, yeah, moving forward. Yeah, I think I was talking about how busy it was in town, and then just ordering takeout and picking it up and just seeing. Well, it's at 50% capacity, I think, is the limitation of eating out in restaurants, like physically being in restaurants, but it's still. The cases are going up again. It's like. I have a feeling we're gonna have another lockdown. Yeah, it's what everybody needs now in the middle of the summer. But the way things are going, it's probably going to be the smart thing to do, even if nobody's going to like it, per se. It's unfortunate, but. Because the limitations can, the COVID-19 lockdown can just happen. Just has to be announced, and then everything's like enacted. Everything's shut down again. Oh, just when everything starts opening up again. But yeah, it's summer and well, spring, sorry. Yeah, and it's starting to get warm out. The snow's gone for the most part so far. And people want to go outside and do yard work, garden. Yeah. Just want to get some fresh air. Start renovating or whatever. Yeah, cleaning stuff. Yeah. Just that kind of mentality happens around here this time of year. Or probably anywhere. Or there's a season change. But we still have to be careful. I still have to be careful because I'm in a very sensitive part of the food industry, or food industry. Yeah, I can't get any other staff members sick, or if I get sick myself, I can't work. And I can't really afford not to work now. It's just not very handy. But anyway, that's the current COVID situation. Let's see what else I can talk about. Try not to drag into that too much. You can easily turn on the TV to a news station and get the whole Hardy news. I watch it every day, but I'd rather be in the know and aware of what's going on than wondering. But yeah, starting to see. I'm pretty sure, besides the Canada geese I saw yesterday, the pair, I think it's a male and a female. They seem to nest here every year, or almost every year. Yeah, they have for a couple of years. And then I thought I saw something skim across the surface of the pond. Muskrat or something. I'm thinking it's a muskrat. It was dark brown. I don't think we have a beaver. Like, we don't have a waterfall or anything. It's like a. I don't know if it's a spring-fed pond or like hand dug. Well, dug with I don't know, whatever it's called, front end loader or whatever, construction stuff. I don't know. Anyway, we have a pond on our property, and oh, am I seeing that? Holy cow! I think that muskrat or whatever. Oh man, yeah, it came back. Ah, neat. Ah, cool. It is. Oh, it's just hanging out there. Whatever it is. Ah, cool. I can see it out my window here. I have a nice view of the pond and of a beautiful highway. Watching cars and transport trucks passing all the. Yeah. It's got to be a muskrat or something. I don't know where otters live. I don't know if they're more stream or moving bodies of water. This pond's pretty, just kind of hangs out there. Do, do, do. Something's hanging out in there. Something's hanging out in there. I don't know if a coworker of mine gave me a turtle. I don't know where the heck he got a turtle, but just put it in a styrofoam cooler and I put it in the pond. Yeah, styrofoam container. Don't worry, the turtle's in the pond. I don't know if it's still alive or not. That was a couple of years ago. But yeah. Oh man, and somebody has a bus size RV just passing by, so people are setting up their RVs and stuff too. Yeah, it's amazing what you can see on a highway and farm equipment. I'm surrounded by fields, so the farmers are jumping on a nice day to cultivate the fields, I guess, and fertilize. Yeah. So yeah, once spring hits and the snow's gone, I guess for the most part, yeah, farmers really jump on cultivating, getting the fields going. I guess it depends on the crop. It's usually corn or beans, and they kind of alternate in my area. We don't own any of the farmland around us. We're just on 1.5 acre house, lake lot, and we have a highway property that we maintain the grass for because I don't see any Ministry of Transportation people coming by and cutting the grass. We've cut it for years, ever since we got here, so that's just what we do. Because it just will look weird. You know, we'll get like snakes, and then deers will be ringing the doorbell, and juicy raccoons will be hanging out. Well, we get raccoons anyway, because one night coming home from work, I saw a raccoon with a piece of garbage dangling out of its mouth, and I was like running once it seen my headlights of my car. It was a very hardy looking raccoon, wherever the heck it's hanging out. And I guess we have a groundhog that hangs out under part of our back deck or a back set of stairs. Yeah, there's just a wood set of stairs at a back door that we don't use. Has 2 patio chairs on it, but none of us really go and sit out on the patio chairs. We're not really outside people. Like, I'd probably go take a walk around the pond, but lately I haven't. I actually just seen like pair of Canada geese now. There's a pond further on a adjacent property to us. There's a pond over there too, so I don't know if they fly over there on occasion. I don't know where they sleep at night. I don't know where they rest at night. Probably in bushes or something. I don't know too much about that stuff. But I've known they've had goslings or miniature baby Canada geese. Gooselings? Yeah, I don't know. I've known they've depended on the pond to kind of raise their young and then they disappear. Somewhere once their young is strong enough and big enough. Yeah, I don't know. It's a nature screensaver out here. Yeah. Pretty cool, actually. And this time of year, trying to walk around the pond with Canada geese around. I don't know what the grunge term or slang term for dragon turkeys or something. There's some strange term that, like trash panda for raccoon. I forget what the nickname for Canada geese are. Dragon turkeys or something. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny. Yeah, it's funny though. It's nice. Yeah, I've seen a blue jay. We have like a tree on our front lawn with a couple bird feeders and yeah, squirrels eat the bird food. Yeah. It's meant for the blue jays and stuff. Yeah, I seen a blue jay today. Yeah, man. Every single one of our above main floor windows is a nature screensaver essentially. Yeah. We have a couple trees in the backyard too, or shrubs, and smaller birds rummage there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really nice and calm out here. Just spending a couple of minutes looking out the window. Yeah. He'd be stuck to me. But yeah, a pretty low-key day today, even though I was busy for a bit. Running errands and I guess this is what you do on a Saturday. Do some things and then relax in the afternoon. Not really too used to it. It's used to working straight weekend. On days. Leave in dark and come home in dark. It's like... a night like diamond paint for a couple hours and then go to bed and then go to work the next day. It's just that kind of routine for a good long time. Over 16 years, really. Well, it wasn't always like 12-hour shifts and all that where I was, but over the years it's been 2 8s, 2 12s to get 40, at least 40 hours a week. But now, at my new place now, I get at least 40. Yeah, that's about right. 36 or so. Yeah, it's not bad. yeah, can't complain. I have a job now, so I'm working, so which is good because I just can't not sit and not be earning an income. It's just not realistic for me, especially the bills I have to pay. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice to just like sit here and diamond paint, but yeah, just always have bills on my mind and all that. Always on the back burner there. It's like, love to be doing this a lot more, but yeah, I gotta be realistic. Gotta pay the bills and keep stuff going. Yeah. Yeah, we gotta keep the economy going, even if we're in a really odd situation these days. Oh, hopefully everybody down in the States gets their stimulus check if they can. A few million, like 100 million checks or something. The bill finally passed, I guess, I heard. Yeah, because I watched CNN and MSNBC. Finally passed that stimulus bill. Oh man, that took a bit, but I'm happy to hear that people will be getting some relief that do end up with those checks. You know, if it's just 1,400, it's better than what people had before. That's for sure. Yeah, that's how I know. I watch CNN and MSNBC every night for a couple hours, and they talk about it basically all day, or various issues throughout the day, just with different hosts for the hours. Yeah, I think one host hosts for like 2 hours or something, and then they hand it over to another anchor, news anchor or whatever. And they have guests and they talk about issues to get experts' viewpoints or reporters' viewpoints or authors of books that were recently written about the issues pertaining to what they're talking about for the other 23 hours or whatever. Yeah, it's the news cycle is just constant. And once something new happens or there's a certain event, they're like right on it. It's just, yeah. Information overload sometimes. Yeah, once I get my fix, I usually just like leave the room. It's like, I don't understand a good chunk of it, but you just start talking about policy and laws and all that. And I just like, okay. Great. Did they accomplish anything? Doesn't really sound like it. So, same news as yesterday, but I don't know. They talked about it for a bit more today. It's just, yeah. I'm Canadian, so it's not really important up here, but some of it is. Yeah, kind of pertains to up here. To an extent. like trade relations or something between Canada and the States. Like that's kind of important. Good to know about if they do end up talking about that. But it's mostly politics stuff and what the Senate's doing and yeah. Yeah, it's quite a mix of topics sometimes. And the Canadian version of the news, like Toronto CP24, is pretty much news 24 hours a day as well. Like, even if it's just highlights or summaries of what's happening here in Canada, in the Toronto area. Yeah, watch that too for a news flip, like a rotation. Half an hour to an hour or so. Then I go do something else. So that sometimes in the morning. Yeah, when I'm like off or whatever. I get some fix of the news. At least an hour a day. So I develop some idea of what's going on. Most of the time. Yeah, that doesn't mean I understand all of it 100%. It's just the world still rotates. World's still spinning around the sun. Yeah. Life's going on. Yeah, it's just crazy what could be going on like this at this very time now. Well, I'm sitting here filming a whip and chat for diamond painting. Probably something earthquake or something somewhere. Oh, it's just wow. And the other half of the Earth's hemisphere, it's like nighttime. It's just wow. Like being over here in like Canada, you just get so used to how a day goes. And then like being over there, like they're like 12 or 24 a day ahead. It's just I've just never wrapped my head around it, but it's just the Earth's rotating while it's orbiting around the sun. It takes 365 days, so a year for the Earth to completely do its rotation. If I've got space stuff for it. Hence, yeah, 365 days. Oh, sounds really well planned out to me, but I'm not gonna get too technical here. It's just, wow. Sun shining, nice day, and then over there, somebody's already had today, and they're already into tomorrow. They're already into Sunday or whatever. It's just, wow. It's just, I've been alive for 35 years, and that still just blows my mind how some stuff works. Yeah, I'm so easily amused, I guess. I could be too. But yeah. Nah, you gotta go off the flow most of the time. Yeah. It's probably not easy to have an open mind a lot of the time. And I sometimes see stuff for how it is, like what it looks like when I'm just observing it neutrally. And then it really has a deeper meaning. A simple issue or something on TV, but there's like so much more to it. Like a news story, for example. You're given the raw facts: who, what, where, when, why, how, but it becomes so much more. Yeah. World is a very mysterious, interesting, exciting, beautiful, scary place. And it has been for a very long time. Whoa, throwing my pen now. Oh boy, viewer discretion is advised. Me throwing diamond painting accessories now. See how far I can launch this pen. Ooh, excitement. Bet you weren't expecting me to drop my diamond painting pen. There you go. Surprise. Wow, he's throwing stuff now. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Gravity strikes again. Now I'm dropping drills onto the canvas. That doesn't go there. That goes here. There you go. I used tweezers. You saw it. Oh my gosh, I placed the drill of tweezers. Oh no. So scary. But you used the diamond painting pen and you single place. That's what you said. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Haha. Here I am single placing again. Haha. Little surprise. Oh boy. What a turn of events right there. Scary. I probably lose a lot more drills using tweezers than doing this single place with an applicator pen. But don't get me wrong, I could still launch or tip this tray onto my canvas and have the drills just flying everywhere. Like that's just natural talent right there. Like that's a given. I think somebody who is watching my WIP and chat, like as I said, something about spilling drills or something the last time. They spilled their drills just as I was saying it on the video. It's like, then I said in a comment like later that I guess every time I mention or something is mentioned about drills spilling, like verbally, then somebody spills their drills or something. Yeah, when that just sounds like, yeah, sounds like something that would probably happen or be possible. It's like, sorry, somebody probably spilled their drills now. Uh, I just hope it's not a whole kid. I'm sorry. Oh man. Oh. Oh my gosh, the horror stories. Even something like a Hobby Lobby container. I saw a photo of that on Facebook yesterday. So that's probably why I mentioned it. Mentioned drill spillage. Like it's got to be like an everyday occurrence somewhere, somehow. It's like just part of this craft. It's part of diamond painting. It just seems like dropping drills or spilling trays. Yeah, it's just got to be like a hazard or part of the craft. Naturally. I don't know what to say. Like, it's an inevitability. Like, it's gonna happen. Inevitable. Using big words here. Yeah, I don't think this is bad for ABs in this painting. Yeah, this is not terrible. It's interesting why they did like window frames and like a door frame for ABs. This Adirondack chair, the white ones, oh, excuse me, are ABs as well. Well, partially. This one is mostly arm, leg, and then some regular drills to kind of outline the chair. Yeah, that's ABs. I can kind of see the chair better in the camera. It shows it better in the camera lens than how I'm looking at it now. Probably because I'm getting a sense of the shading from a distance too without seeing the symbol. Yeah, picture is definitely coming to life, so it's kind of cool. Yeah, that's the thing about no drills on a canvas. It may look like too dark or too light or something. I guess you get like a better idea once you place the drills on the canvas. Like if the picture brightens up with the drills on it or darkens, depending on the colors you're putting on. So, yeah. Kind of looks like just looking at the symbols on the canvas, it kind of would seem darker, slightly darker shaded picture, but it's actually lit up considerably. It's fairly bright colors going on here. For the beach down here, and yeah, the chairs, and there's like flowers on the bottom here in the first section. So, yeah, just once you put the drills on the canvas, you have a way better idea of how the picture is going to turn out, for sure. So that's a different perspective for sure. And it's pretty cool how the relationship between the symbols and the drills that you put on them. It's amazing how where the symbols are placed and the drills you place on them bring the picture to life. Like, and it kind of changes your expectations of the final image, really. It's like, why is that color there? Then when you look further away, it's like, oh, that color makes sense there now. Because usually darker colors are like shadow or shading, and the lighter you go, it's probably like foreground. Yeah, or a really bright place. Like, it's just amazing what the difference a shade of color can do on a canvas. Like, you can create depth, like, just with a shade darker, or darker color, or darker shade of a color. So art is just very cool with that. Yeah, tweak with colors a bit, light and dark, and you have depth and detail and depiction of distance, even though you're on like a two-dimensional surface. It's instantly 3D when you. Wow, it's just art is incredible sometimes. Oh, so much more appreciation for art now that like physically doing canvases like these kits. And yeah, of course, the pixel art that I did before. Definitely appreciate art a lot more than I did before, or have a better viewpoint of it. No, don't get me wrong. I like paintings and all that, like The Last Supper and all that, and the Mona Lisa. Like, I love that kind of art too. Just not a fanatic about any art, but it's like I just appreciate it that it's there. because some of it is extremely abstract, and I don't mind abstract. It just kind of makes you think a lot more. It's like, what was the artist thinking when they painted this or created this? Could just be like various paint splotches on a canvas, and somehow it just means something. Or it's just you're psychoanalyzing yourself as you look at a piece of art, I guess. But and these Zoom, Skype calls and all that, more people's there's stuff in the background like art purposely hung up in the background, or it's the living room of somebody's house, and you gotta have something on the walls, I guess. But then there's like this one woman who always a journalist or something who has like crooked pictures in the background. I'm like always piping up that why are those pictures crooked? It's like she doesn't care. It just drives me nuts. It's like, oh, those pictures are so crooked. Is the segment done yet? You're right. I'm like breathing heavily. It's like, oh, come on, straighten those. Come on. Straighten those pictures. Come on. Those frames. Come on. It's like while we're eating supper because we have like a TV in like our dining room. So connected to our main TV via a cable, and it just broadcasts what's on our main TV in the living room. It's kind of spliced, I guess you could say. The signal's spliced via fancy wire work. But anyway, yeah, just the little offsetting details like that while you have to like sit there and watch while their news reporter is filming something at their house or on a Zoom call with like the main news anchor of a news hour. Yeah, talking on live television or national television, and their pictures on the back of their wall are crooked, and that's the thing I'm looking at. It's like serious news issue could practically change the world, and I'm worried about how crooked some of these pictures are on their wall. It's like, oh. Oh man, this is a tenuous issue, but hey mom, look, the picture on that back wall is crooked, is it? Do you agree? It's like, yep. It's like, oh my gosh, give me a paper bag. I gotta hyperventilate now. It's like, oh my gosh. It's like, please end this segment. Can we watch a documentary or something? Like a nature documentary? Like, this is. Can't watch this for too much longer. That I can't fix those pictures. It's just. Oh man. What can you do? Like, what can you do? It's like, oh. It's like, please. Yeah, it's got to be annoying having to sit there and like stare at a camera for like a whole segment when you're sitting at home. It's like, yeah, are we done yet? Can I like go do something else now? It's like, let's count how many times they blink in a minute. Or the microphone stops working. That's holy cow. And technical errors that they get on live television. It's just. And they just switch to something else, switch the camera view. It's like, yeah, just things happen on a whim, and you just have to get creative just to make it look a little more professional and flowing. than watching somebody buffer on a live television. Oh man, it's... Yeah, I think I kind of like mentioned about like apps on the phone and how they're becoming like so mainstream, or we're depending on our phones a lot. Yeah, I think it's something about like ordering groceries on your phone, and yeah, you just go pick them up. Yeah, I think I've mentioned this before. My leeriness towards those kind of apps, or Tim Hortons app, where you order your coffee ahead of time and then just go through drive through, or just go to the store and pick it up. It's like, I know, yeah, it's like takeout at Tim Hortons right now, or restaurants. Not sure if you can sit at Tim Hortons or not. Not sure if they changed their limitations or not. Might be limited seating, but I don't go in. I go into the drive-through now. Just, yeah. I used to go in and just order my coffee, but I went back to drive-through, so just to minimize issues. But anyway, yeah, control. Yeah, my dad was using a robotic vacuum today, a Roomba. I think it's the Roomba. And there's an app that you connect with your, that communicates with the vacuum to turn it on, like start its cleaning cycle, and then to dock it if something comes up, or it notifies you on the phone if it gets stuck in a rug or something. Yeah, it's, our phones are becoming our wallet, or our new wallet instead of a physical wallet now. That's a little concerning. So you're going to be like a little more concerned about losing your cell phone at this point than your wallet, your physical wallet. I still like the idea of a physical wallet, to tell you the truth. I don't know, something about having a physical debit card and physical credit card, physical ID. Yeah, that'd be the thing when your ID's on your phone. There'd have to be some sort of level of security on there, biometrics or something maybe. Like, I wouldn't trust just ID, straight digital ID on your phone. There'd have to be a lot more to it than just your picture and some information. Like, that's, yeah. Yikes. I think I'm ready for that. Or for just like a microchip in your wrist or something, maybe. Well, the Apple Watch is pretty close, but like not to center a brand out, but yeah, I think they're the only brand that has like a watch. Well, a Fitbit, sorry. But yeah, I think that's just more a fitness program on your wrist, integrated with a cell phone app, probably. But anyway, yeah. It's a positive progression, yet it still, I'm still kind of leery about it. Like sensitive financial stuff, like banking on your phone, I'm not sure if it's like as secure as a computer would be, but computers still can get hacked and all that, so nothing's like 100% secure or safe these days, but there are two-factor authentication programs authorization or whatever. I don't know. It's just how you look at it, really. Just we're taking convenience over safety most of the time, I think, these days. And it's not ready for complete integration to everything be on a cell phone. See car commercials where people are starting their cars from their cell phone. It's just... yeah, it's just unsettling. Or what was it? Alexa or whatever machine that is. The Nest, I guess. You can... I think there's Alexa integrated into Chrysler cars or something. Not to name off a whole bunch of brands, but Alexa is like... You can do voice commands or program voice commands to start your car up instead of a remote start. So even using a key fob to remotely start your car in the middle of the winter, like up here in Canada, for example, to warm your car up is eventually just not going to be it's going to be a thing of the past. I think key fobs are going to disappear eventually. I still have a physical key, like a metal key, and to open or my passenger side, because my driver's side lock is seized up. So for the 14th time, oh, locks just, cars just do not stand up quality wise anymore. Parts and stuff, they just, the quality's just dropped. Of course, my car is like over a decade old, so gotta give it that too. But yeah, wintertime, salt on the roads, or sand even, it just kills the bodywork of any car. It just causes corrosion. As they lather the salt on the roads so nobody ends up in the ditches, but or it slides off into a ditch in the wintertime when there's black ice or something during the winter. Like people just go into ditches because they're going too fast, not driving to the conditions. Irregardless, it's good that we have smartphones. It's good that we're advancing and have a little bit more, I don't know, convenience. It's probably convenient to have the yeah, there's a double aspect to it, really. I'm like not 100% an expert. I just kind of see these apps from like a distance here. I'm not probably going to go install any of them, but they seem to work. They're well received, especially like grocery or Walmart apps. You order what you want on the app, pay for it, and then you just go pick it up at a physical store nearby. It is handy, but yeah, pretty soon it's just going to be like product in warehouses. And is there going to be like such a thing as brand identity anymore? Like, is it just going to be like a generic company or whatever? Like, are we going to have brands anymore? It's, I don't know. A couple Walmart, 2 or 3 Walmart stores are closing up here in Canada, which is unheard of. I know it's like 2 or 3 Walmart stores, but holy cow. Walmart. It's like big box store, or like a whatever you want to call it, and it's closing a couple of its stores. Like, I'm like, what? That's weird. Or they must be stores that are really not doing too good revenue wise. Yeah, I don't know where they are geographically, but wow. I guess any business can run into trouble, like Sears up here in Canada, that went bankrupt and closed completely a few years ago. So it's a major department store. I think the stuff was overpriced, really, but probably bought stuff from it years ago. Like, who probably hasn't been to Sears or had been to Sears before up here in Canada? Yeah, Target. We had a couple Target stores up here in Canada. Is Target more American? Is that right? Yeah, I think Target is American because, yeah, I still hear about it on occasion. Not as much anymore, but yeah, we had a Target in Stratford. But they stuck to American prices, but it was like Canadian. It was Canadian dollar, but American, like what you'd pay down in the States, like the price sector. I don't know how to describe it. What it would cost down in the States, but a Canadian dollar. So people weren't very happy. It's like, okay, let's get rid of it. Nope. That's probably what caused it to choke. But hey, nothing against Target, Walmart, nothing against any brands. Everybody has their choice, and that's what they're designed for. People shop where they want to shop. That's fine. It's all good. Not dissing any brands. It's just what was, what still is, what's up here. But as always, yep, we're over an hour now, so yeah. Got a few A-B drills slammed down here at least, and hey, a new section, so I'm out of the bottom right corner, and life is just beautiful. Oh, it's amazing. It's a miracle. Anyway, you've been watching Echoes of Color with Jefferey Morrison. I'll put my Facebook profile page, Jefferey Morrison, E-R-E-Y for the first name. Yeah, if you type my first name correctly with a J and then E-R-E-Y at the end, Jefferey, and then Morrison, I should be the only entry with E-R-E-Y. I think that's what happened when I did that the last time. It was just me because of my spelling, the spelling of my name. It's very magical and interesting. So my Facebook profile page, I don't have a YouTube page. I don't know if I really should. No clue. Like a Facebook page based on my Echoes of Color channel here. That's what I meant, but it's just my profile page for now. I could easily just make a page for my YouTube, but what do I put on it? It's like, I don't know. Anyway, I'll post my Instagram on there, @MorrisonJeffrey. It'll be down in the description below of the video, as always, and my email. It's just something I put on there. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Always a pleasure. Take care, be safe, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to do that in the comment section below, or message me on Instagram or Facebook. Yeah. Okay, take care. See ya.